Hey guys, welcome to this video, and in this video I want to talk about 5 reasons why you should buy Samsung Galaxy Watch over Samsung Galaxy Watch Active 2. And the first thing that I want to talk about here is this rotating bezel. After using Samsung Galaxy Watch Active 2 for a couple of months, I have realized that you cannot replace a rotating bezel, a physical rotating bezel on a watch. The touch bezel can fulfill its absence in some ways, but the satisfaction that you get with the rotating bezel is just so great. It is much more precise, it is much more accurate, and the tactile feeling is so satisfying as well. So when you're using this rotating bezel, if you've used both of these watches, you would know the difference instantly, because the touch bezel is accurate. You know how much you would want to rotate it and where you would end after using it for a while, which is great. Um, and that's where its precision lies. And then the tactile feel you get, the sound and the clicks that it makes, when you're free or when you're more nervous, you tend to play around with it, and the Galaxy Watch users would know it can help you with fidgeting as well. When I was more of a regular user of Samsung Galaxy Watch, I would always fidget around with this rotating bezel, and I used to love that, and now I just miss it. Now don't get me wrong, the touch bezel on the Galaxy Watch is good as well, and you can use it the same way that you use the rotating bezel. You also get those clicks, but that's just the haptic feedback of using the bezel. And after a while of using the touch bezel, you also get somewhat good at it. Some people call it muscle memory as well, but I've gone through certain problems very regularly on this touch bezel. One being, my finger would just fall off the bezel. Sometimes it would just pinch towards in on the display, and then it will open an app or a feature that I was not aiming for, and that's really annoying. And the workaround I found was these accessories. So I put this bezel on, which has made it much more easier for me to use this bezel. But at the end of the day, I just find just scrolling on the screen much more easier than rotating the bezel, because I know that I would just end up opening something else that I was not aiming for. Another reason that has annoyed me a lot is because when you activate the touch bezel and you're wearing the watch, it would just get activated by rubbing against your clothes. So the cuff of your shirts or your jackets or whatever you're wearing, if the watch turns on when you obviously rotate your wrist while not actively using it, even the touch bezel would rub off against your clothes and would rotate to someplace else and would open a feature that you were not hoping it would open, or make some calls. Now, as I've said, don't take me wrong, it is functional and it works fine if you are willing to work with it, but it can never replace a physical rotating bezel like on Samsung Galaxy Watch. And I still miss it, and I would hope that Samsung goes on and release the next version of Samsung Galaxy Watch, and I would want that as well. I don't know about you guys, so go ahead, tell me in the comments whether you want to see the next version of the Samsung Galaxy Watch. I may also just put in a poll in this video whether you guys want to see the next version of Samsung Galaxy Watch or not. Now, moving on to the next reason, I want to talk about the battery life and the battery capacity of these two watches. And the battery capacity of Samsung Galaxy Watch is 472 milliamp hour, and Samsung Galaxy Watch Active 2 is 340 mAh. So that also translates into the battery life of these two watches. Samsung Galaxy Watch can easily give you 3 to 4 days depending on your use, and a Galaxy Watch Active 2 can give you 2, maybe 3 days of battery life with an average use. Now, obviously, these battery lives would vary depending on your use. If you're not using your watch as much or you don't get as many notifications, they may increase or decrease depending on your use. And then obviously, these battery timings are with always on display turned off. If you turn on always on display, everything goes to hell and you will lose all battery in just one day. So when you look at it practically, you only have to charge your Samsung Galaxy Watch maybe twice a week, whereas you would be charging your Samsung Galaxy Watch Active 2 every 2 days. So that is one way to look at it. But then at the end of the day, if you want that extra 1.5 day battery life, Samsung Galaxy Watch is your choice. And then both of these watches have these very robust battery saving options as well to extend their battery further. So if we go in the battery option here, you can see we have the standard battery option, and then power saving that increases the battery life to almost 4 days, and then watch only mode, which is like month or over a month of battery life, but you only get like the time on the watch face. So there is that. And then finally you have this optimized battery option, which is like an automatic thing that the watch does for you if you're not into you know playing with the options. So here it actually tells you what it will do to optimize the battery life. So all these options it will carry out, but then at the end you can go in customize and customize all these different features and then press optimize, and that would optimize your battery life to maximum. So you can get that extra juice out of your watch. But if you want to use all the features all the time, Samsung Galaxy Watch will give you 1 to 2 days more battery life as compared to Samsung Galaxy Watch Active 2. Now, moving into the next reason, I want to talk about the latest software update on Samsung Galaxy Watch, which was One UI 1.5 that came almost a month ago and is still rolling out in stages all over the world. Many people have commented that they have not received this update yet. So my best guess is that it's a stepped rollout from Samsung, and if you have a Samsung Galaxy Watch, you will get it sooner or later. But anyways, after this update, Samsung Galaxy Watch now has a pretty similar, and I would say exactly same feature set as compared to Samsung Galaxy Watch Active 2. And if there are any um, differences in the features, still that will be because of the physicalities and physical components in the watch, which are not too different as well. So if you go in the software, you will see that Samsung Galaxy Watch is now running on One UI version 1.5, which is great, and we were expecting that anyway. So let's go here and go in software. So there you go, both watches are now running on One UI version 1.5, and that is one of the reasons why Samsung Galaxy Watch is now a very attractive option as compared to Samsung Galaxy Watch Active 2. The feature set is almost similar now. You get all the same bells and whistles on Samsung Galaxy Watch, and I have a whole video about this update. If you want to watch that, I will link it up here so you can watch that video. So yes, if the feature set is pretty similar, Samsung Galaxy Watch is a very enticing option as compared to Samsung Galaxy Watch Active 2 because of all the other options that I am discussing here. Now next up, I want to talk about the durability of Samsung Galaxy Watch. As you can see, this thing is built like a tank. It is much more robust, and it has this like the raised bezel around the screen that protects the glass of the screen as well against any scratches, daily scuffs, and daily wear and tear and stuff like that. We've got these rubberized buttons to give it a much more you know a sturdy look. And then if I remember from Gear S3 launch, that watch was supposed to take on all the kind of weather conditions, like cold weather conditions, sand conditions, hot weather conditions. And since Samsung Galaxy Watch is also built with same elements and in the same exact way, it is also able to take all of these different and extreme weather conditions very well. Also protects the glass. I have a screen protector on the screen, but you cannot really tell if it is there because of these elevated edges, and so that hides the screen protector very well, so you're able to protect your screen from any scratches. And then people who have used this watch over a long period of time know how durable this rotating bezel is as well, because even if you bang it up against different surfaces and scratch it and rub it against different surfaces, you know that it will last you a very long time, and that talks about the durability of the watch itself. So if you're someone who wants a durability on their watch, or you are into adventurism, you go on away you go away on different adventures for days, this is something that you would want with you, as compared to something like Samsung Galaxy Watch Active 2. Now I do understand that this watch is not meant to take all that wear and tear. It is a more regular watch for people who don't want such big bulky watches on their wrist. and that is, I think, is the main purpose of this watch. But if I take this bezel off, you can see that the glass of the screen, it extends all the way to the edges, so it is much more easy to scuff up or even damage the glass. And since there are no raised edges here, if you scratch it or rub it against any rough surface, you will surely scratch the glass. So yeah, that is one of the reasons as well. If you want a more durable watch, more robust watch, Samsung Galaxy Watch is your best bet as compared to Samsung Galaxy Watch Active 2. And the last thing that I want to talk about is the strap size on both of these watches. So Samsung Galaxy Watch uses a standard 22mm strap size, and you can see that I've put on my Fossil uh, generation 5 watch band here, because they both support 22mm and looks great with the Samsung Galaxy Watch. And if you have a collection of 22mm bands, which is like a standard thing, you can put all of those on this Samsung Galaxy Watch. Or if you're coming from Gear S3 or any other watch that uses the standard 22mm bands, you can use those bands on Galaxy Watch. And when you compare that to Samsung Galaxy Watch Active 2, you can see that this uses a 20mm band size. So if you have got a collection of 22mm band, they are useless when it comes to Samsung Galaxy Watch Active 2. So that may also be one of the reasons, if you want to protect your purchases, your straps, and you want them to be relevant, Samsung Galaxy Watch is the way to go for. And if you're getting Samsung Galaxy Watch Active 2, you will have to buy a whole new collection of bands for just this one watch. So that's about it from this video, guys. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments, and I will see you in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.